and going forward. Oh, and 70 and 80. Oh, I don't know how you're on 76, 76, 76, 84, right? 87 this year?
87,
yeah. Yeah, 87. Okay, ready? Oops. You want to take the mirror with you? Okay. We'll go. Okay. All right, ready? Bow. Salute. Okay. So, all right, we can start. We'll move up a little bit so we can fill in the back. First exercise. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alternate the hands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Hands here, then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay. Center, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale, lifting up, palms up. Exhale. Okay, one more time. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center cross. Kneecaps, bend your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Okay, hands on your waist. Hey, John, neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, center tilt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, center, down, circular movements, 1, 2, 3, reverse, 1, 2, 3, center, hands up, pull in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Okay, turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, we'll stretch it out. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Okay, center. Okay, then squat down. Switch. Okay, we shake it out. Okay, hands up. Pull in, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands in waist, shoulder rolls. Reverse. And sana. Okay, press. Release. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe through your nose. And stop. Deep breathing. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up on your toes. Exhale. Slowly descend. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, circles. Reverse. Okay, palms down. Bigger circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Side to sides. Okay, once you get to here, this side, lift the knee. And down. Opposite hand down. This is insert needle. Switch. And center. Okay. Next, we're going to do a arm swing and leg swing. Switch. Okay, center, side to sides. Okay, switch. And center. Okay, shake it out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hold the ball. Step out to the side. Go forward and back. Switch. Other side. Okay, center, cross. Right foot forward, open and close. Switch. And so Dominic, what Bob was referring to is that your foot was here. He wanted you to bring it here. He didn't want you to go over. Yeah. So because your stance was like that, so it should be here. So that's something, we'll pick up. Preparation, you can actually shift back where you were, yeah? Okay, lower hoop. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Palms down. Lift up, straighten up. Elongate the elbows and knees. Chin tucked in slightly. Extend. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Diagonal flying. Great. Switch. Okay. Cloud hands. Palms down. Lift up. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fists. Okay, center, palms together. Strum the lute. Okay, turn, draw the bow. Okay, spread the feet. Left hand on top, fan to the back, turn to your left. Right side on top, turn to your right. Okay, raise the hand. Okay. Okay, palms down, deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, we can shift around a little. Maybe the newer people can go in the other room. Yeah. So yeah, you can down. Yeah. Anyone else? So we'll go through the short form first. All right. So try to stay together. Ready? Okay. Okay. Beginning preparation. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's start all over. Yeah. Everybody ready? Feet shoulder width. Remember how to set up your shoulder width stance. 90 degrees, ball of the feet, ball of the feet. Okay, ready? Preparation. Press forward, sit back, hook the foot, turn the corner. Step up, right side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Hold the ball. Forward. Raise the hand, lift up, just about eyebrow level. Stork flaps wings. Toe heel pivot. Brush knee 4 times. Third brush knee. And push, going back to the right. Fourth brush knee and push. Neutral position. Turn to the right. Back to center. Lean forward. Close the door. Form the fist. And punch. Divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms. Leopard and tug. Springs to mountain. Fist under elbow. Neutral position. Repulse the monkey. There's 3 repulse the monkeys, so that's the second one. The third one goes back to the left. Hold the ball, step up, Left foot forward, diagonal flying. Sit back, insert the needle, lift the knee, pull it up, drop it in, step forward, adjust the feet, fan through the back. Turn. Stroke down, parry and punch. Step forward, toe out, step up, right punch, infinity sign, right punch, cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Palms down, release, pivot and pivot. Lift the hands, pivot toward the rear, square the feet, cross the arms. Raise the left hand, left side stalk flaps wings. Toe heel pivot, neutral position, left side grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists, open the stance, hold the ball, reverse the ball, adjust the feet, sit back to neutral, stroke down, pot the horse's mane. Step up, stroke down, pot the horse's mane. Sit back, cross over, Jade Lady work shuttle. Cross over, forward and back, and forward. Drop your elbows, hook your wrists, pivot to the front, lower the hand, begin cloud hands, pivot, pivot, pivot. One more, pivot again, hook your wrists, open the stance. Hold the ball, reverse the ball, diagonal flying. Expand, reverse, elbows to the side, elbows to the back, straighten up, and relax. Deep breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, so let's do the back sequence, the left side movement, so we're faced that way. Okay, carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, we sit down, sit back, turn. Lift up, palms back, cross the arms, left hand goes up, bend from the waist, stork flaps wings. Toe heel pivot, left side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists, turn to the rear side, clock side, hold the ball, flip it over, diagonal flying, sit back, stroke down, pot the horse's mane. Step up, stroke down, pot the horse's mane. Cross over, Jade Lady work shuttle. Cross over, forward and back and forward. Drop your elbow, hook your wrists, turn to the front. Hold and begin the cloud hands. Just big circles. Okay. Hold the ball. Reverse the ball. Close the form. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. So, the form is just a book of movements, and it houses, the sequential part of it, and then also has a mapping. So the mappings teaches you direction, teaches you how to move your feet, how to shift your weight, and so forth. So we divide our body into upper and lower. Upper body is fairly easy to mimic. Lower body is harder to capture because the control of your lower extremities is something that you really have to work with. So pivoting the feet, although it's just pivoting your foot, whether it's turning the heel or pivoting on the heel or pivoting on the ball of the foot, really has to do with your hip. Because if the hip rotates out, then that's opening. If it goes in, that would be closing. If you're on the toe and you turn in like that, that turns your thigh in. If you turn it like this, it goes out. So that's really tied to your hip. Now, your knees are tied to the forward direction. So when you bend your knees, it's important when you sink your knees to relax your ankle. So the knee bone, the shin bone, goes forward over the toes. So if you're having trouble with the vertical spine or the vertical position when you're sitting, it's because your ankles aren't relaxing. You're bending your knees using a physical action. There's no need to forcefully bend your knees, tightening them. You just let go. It's called feng song, release and relax. So when you relax and you go down, then the tailbone will stay plumb. Now, if your ankles don't relax, what actually happens is that when you bend, you're going to do this to compensate for the center of mass. So it's really tied to how your ankles fold forward. So when you get into an empty stance like this, if you don't relax your ankle, then your knee will be back here. So then your butt is going to stick out. Or you're going to start to lean forward. That has nothing to do with, whether you're bending forward, and it's really your ankle. If you relax from here up and your ankle goes forward, then your spine will stay straight. Okay, so that's something that you should be aware of, so that if you go into something like, say, Jade Lady Work Shuttle, and you sit back and you want the vertical spine, how do you maintain that? Unless your lower extremities allow you to create the pattern of movement. So your knees are not just one-dimensional, it's actually multi-dimensional. So your legs will do this just like your knees, right? We do this exercise. That means your knees do that, right? When you do that and you turn, so we should all try this. Sit in the stance like this. You get into your stance. Yep. So then, if we're in neutral position, if we hold the ball like this, we turn, you have to have some releasing in the ankle. So here, toe is up, you turn, and you turn. You turn, and you turn. Now you really feel it in your thighs, right? You feel it in your thighs because the muscle, one side has to contract and the other side has to release. So if they're both tight, then you're not going to get any movement in your hip, and your leg is not going to do that. So, a lot of people just worry about, should my knee be over my toe? Maybe in a static position, you're carrying a lot of weight and you don't want to have that go over because you're going to stress your knee is one thing. But in motion, it's different. When you're in movement, then the knee has to move. Otherwise, you won't compensate for the weaknesses and the strength in the position. So in Tai Chi, we move our knees, we move our ankle, we move our hip. That's really a control factor. So as you progress, then going into grasp the sparrow's tail, when we go to the corner and we turn, the hip actually moves. Your pelvis actually moves. So if you go to that concept of upper-lower coordination, and we say we tie our shoulder to our hip, we tie our knees to our elbow, we tie our ankles and feet to our hands, then if upper body, if the shoulder relaxes and the elbow sinks, then you must have to tie that relationship to releasing your hip and sinking in the knees. If you sink in the knee, then you have to release the ankle. So that idea of, that coordination is throughout all your movements. But, are you doing that? If you're not doing that, that's part of like taking the form, the book of movements, and then relearning your movements in another stage. So that doesn't mean because I didn't do it in the beginning means that you're doing it wrong. Your body wasn't ready for it. When the body's ready, it will accept the information that we're talking about, and then you will evolve. But if the body's not receptive, then it's not going to go anywhere. So we have to understand it as a strategy, but it's also part of evolving. So how do you practice that? All you do is have to go forward and back, turn and turn, just like in grasp the sparrow's tail. You practice and release the lower half. Now you could do it like this. And then your body will start to assimilate a motion. So when you go back like this, you're actually sitting back, keeping this as plumb as possible, and then turning. So that's just one side, and the other side is the same. If this doesn't happen, you can't develop your toe-heel relationship in your postures, because the toe-heel relationship is the toe and the heel. When this is toe, that's heel. When this is toe, that's heel, right? So if you go into this stance, that's a heel, then this must be on the toe. But it won't go to the toe unless you relax your ankle and let your shin settle. So it has to release. Now the pressure is on the toe of this foot and the heel of this foot. Now if I push forward and my shin doesn't go forward, then I'm heel and I'm still on the ball here until it goes to the toe and the heel of the back foot. When it goes to the heel of the back foot, now your calf muscle has to relax. Otherwise, it's going to do this, or you're going to feel like it hurts. It's going to be because the muscle doesn't release. So when do you do this? You know that stretching exercise. You lean against a wall, and you stretch your calf muscle, and you go like this, right? That stretches your calf. But that's a static stretch. In motion, it's balance. So in motion, when this goes here, that has to go there, and this has to go here. So movement and the potential for the releasing has to do with that balance in motion. So that's just some principle or theory that you have to house in your head, that lower body has to be taught. Okay, ready? Deep breathing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, there might be a moment, a split second, where it potentially could be like that. But if you're doing it where it's not 50-50 all the time, then you won't get that. Yeah. But the thing is, your foot, the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot still has a connection, the rest of your foot, right? So when you go down and you go like this, then it goes to the side, it goes to the ball. So your relationship between the two actually plays a role. When you're in a horse stance and I go like this, that's a toe-heel relationship. And there's a toe-heel relationship. But then your hips will have to move, right? And then you have to square. So your hips are involved. That's why in this picture here it talks about the hip, the pelvic area, the quad. The quad has to relax so you can sit. You don't tighten it. Like a lot of disciplines hold their hip under. That's the worst thing you can do in trying to release your pelvis. Because if you pull your hip forward, then what did you do? You tighten this. So if you tuck your hip, if you just tuck your hip, this becomes stiff because the rigidity goes through here. So then it becomes double weighted, and then you're going to be off balance. So anyways, so let's do the long form now. So all of that will support your short form and your long form. Okay, ready? Preparation. Okay, deep breathing. So, all the drills that we do, if consider the one was the fundamentals, the whole purpose of doing those is to learn to work with your skeleton, align your movements just like in the form and your positions, so that over time your body will delete the excessiveness in each and every position. Because if you don't find and discover what the correct position is, then there isn't going to be a consistency in your movement. So, while each one of these are units, that's upper body, lower body, just like your stance, those ideas have to come together at some point where there's integration of that upper-lower relationship. Now, one of the things that we do in, say, Jade Lady Work Shuttle, we worked on as a drill, but when we're in a neutral position, and then we create the horizontal elbow and press forward, and we bring it back, and then we turn the hands over to this corner, lift it up. There's your Jade Lady Work Shuttle. Okay. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So that's just the hand movements. Now, if you integrate it with the stance, or just say standing in this corner, and we go neutral, horizontal, vertical, and to corner, then that's the same torso positioning. But when we're here and we go forward, oh, Paul, I just got some of those. Okay, it's okay. Draw back, right? So this is like grass as far as there, but here we're just going to go more to vertical, right? Go to vertical and then turn. Okay, then we lift up, turn this hand up, and then start to project forward. So what you added is a dimension of motion, and the dimension of motion is created by your spine, the rotation. So the right-left turn in the body is creating the dimension of movement. So in Tai Chi, because we don't want to use, it's called use your will and not strength. It's called Yong Yi Put Yong Let. Put Yong Let means use no strength. Yi is your will, the conscious intent of the movement. So because we're not going to use strength, how do we create that? So first you go forward. So what creates the forward movement is the rounding and the legs. So that's forward. Once you go back to neutral, we go backwards. So this creates this. It appears that it's going backwards, or your hand could do the motion. So tying it into the reverse movement as sitting back creates the backside. When I turn this way, creates the movement that's this way. Right? If I lift up, I lift my back, and I turn, and then that creates the horizontal direction to the right. So the integration of that motion, the posture becomes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for every phrase or phase in that movement, you have to capture your spine. You have to get your rotation. So Tai Chi is always forward, backward, right, left, and center. So if you're missing any of the right, left, then you're only doing half of the motion. So that happens in everything. Your torso, if it's staying in balance, has to be in all those postures. So when we come to this position and we go forward in Jade Lady Work Shuttle and backwards and turn, all we have to do is really set up each structure and then execute it from the body and the legs. Then the body will start to get familiar with what a transition is within the posture. Then you start to get rid of the excessive arm movement, the excessive tension. So that's learned through, your brain and your body getting rid of it, deleting it. Yeah. Yeah, it's the projection of the movement. If I go forward and I go back and I turn, the projection of the movement is towards your center line. Your center line is away from you, so you use it as a frame of reference. It's not so much in front of the chest as much as it's in front of the vertical line that bisects your body. So it could be there, it could be there, it could be there, depending on where your feet are going. See, so when this hand is here, this is aligned with the shoulder, right? But because it's aligned with the shoulder and I turn, then this relaxes and sinks. When this pushes out, then you could either use your index finger or your V in the hand to line up with the nose, this line, and your knee. That's the 3 points of alignment. When I go like this, if I go like this, then you see the nose, the hand, and the knee form the triangle, but that's the wrong line. The wrong line because this line that goes through here travels through to the rear leg. And that line is the line of stability and force. So everything is positioned, projected to the center line. See, now if you did this, even though this is square to the body, you can't push like that. It's really right here because the line between the two hands goes from the nose to the feet, to the knee. So your knee is a critical factor there. Your center line and your nose. Now if your nose is here and you're like this, that throws everything off, right? So that's why the vertical line. So the tailbone, is the part that they talk about, the coccyx area, the spine. It's really your tailbone. Your tailbone has to be vertical, as if you had a tail, it has to drop down. Yeah. So when we're doing the movement, we actually come forward, and now we're like this. We're turning to here, we're lifting to here, and then it comes out together. Now this hand is not coming by itself. It's because we're pushing off the leg. So there's your forward movement. Sink the elbow, relax the shoulder, go forward, go back, 1, 2. So the sequence of events that causes the motion in that posture has to be programmed into your body. Like, there's sequential learning, memorizing the sequence. Then there's sequential order in your body. The sequential order is what we have to program. So there's lots of things happening. The sequential order gets more and more complex based on the subtleties and the nuances that's not seen. But then that's something that has to evolve over time. Jade Lady work shadow is that. Grasp the sparrow's tail is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So while we learn it like this, we have to build in the mechanics and the summation of these components. Once we're neutral and go to horizontal and we turn, we're in this corner, we're in this back side here, but not reaching, and come back to here and push out. So that's refining your movement. And refining your movement has to do with control factor of your body, because that's what we're controlling. Your body has hundreds of bones, tied to muscles that are all over that control that. So if some parts don't move, then not that you could call them dysfunctional, but they're just disconnected. They don't know to do anything. So we go through life not knowing that those things move, and then by the time you get to a senior age, you wonder why those things don't move. Well, they never moved, so why would they all of a sudden move? You have to teach it. You have to program into your system. So the things that we do daily are things that we're more familiar with, and it happens over and over again. So, eating is something that we don't have any trouble doing. We always know where the mouth is, and the eyes know what it likes. So, but with movement, it's, especially Tai Chi, it's much more sophisticated, abstract than we would imagine, because we can't imagine it really. We actually can't imagine something we don't know. That's why these creative people that develop new systems and technology is part of developing things that we didn't know until we know it. Then it becomes something that's, that's developed, and it becomes, advancement in our daily life. Everything evolves like that. So with movement, the important thing is that it's relaxed. The alignment of the body is important, because your skeletal structure has bones, muscles that are driven, connected to tendons and ligaments and connective tissue. If those areas of the joint doesn't get extreme movement, reaching, opening, closing, then your body will start to close up and not be able to move. So just breathing is important, right? But you need this to breathe. If you don't have this, it won't breathe. You won't breathe.